Hey YouTube, so today I'm going to make a video called MEPS and what to expect. That's kind of a funny name, but it's MEPS. I mean, when you're joining the military, that's the first step. You're obviously, the first step for a lot of people is going in and talking to the recruiters, but this is the first real official step where it decides if you're going to be able to get in. Your recruiters will talk with you and go over this with you quite a bit as well. But once you've set your MEP dates with your recruiter, you're going to go up and take your ASVAB. Now this does vary from branch to branch, so it could change for your case. Just be aware of that. But as for me, and I know it's a pretty general thing across the board that they try to do this, you go up and you take your ASVAB the night before you actually go to MEPS. Don't worry about the ASVAB. I know a lot of people get test anxiety and get really worried. All that ASVAB is just to see how you think and how you work and what you know. A general little thing of what you know. And it's not too detailed, but they are going to give you usually one number. Sometimes they tell you your test, sometimes they don't. But don't worry. You know, the test, even if they give you it, usually they're only going to give you one number. You know, say they tell you got a 90. That doesn't mean a whole lot because your line scores are what give you your job. That's what they're going to look at. There's a ton of different things, you know, arithmetic, mechanical thinking, and it's a really great test when they tell you, when they can look at that and they do know what you're good at. With me, there were a couple of jobs that came up that I wouldn't even have thought, but when I really put some extra thought into it, I probably could have done really well at those jobs. But for me, I chose the ASVAB program. I'll explain that a little bit. Anyway, so when you go up to medical, after you've taken that, or go up to MEPS, after you've taken your ASVAB, you're going to go to the hotel and you'll check in. Now there's a little area to hang out, and you know they're going to provide you with food, so don't worry about that. Don't think you have to bring food. They're going to provide you with breakfast and dinner. You're good. And they'll also provide you with lunch at MEPS as well. But get a good night's sleep, guys. The next day at MEPS is going to be a long day. Usually I think they start between 4 and 5 in the morning, so be aware of that. At medical, you're going to get, you know, as soon as you get there, they're going to tell you to, you know, put your backpacks down or whatever you brought, you know, leave them in a room, and then you're going to sit down and be given a briefing. They're just going to go over what you're going to be doing, the process and all that, and then they really start it. In medical, you know, you're going through a lot. They're going to ask you a lot of questions. Now, I don't know what you hear from other people, but don't lie to these people. Don't straight-face lie to them. It won't help you at all. And it definitely isn't good. I never lied. I told the truth, and I got into the military. And I did have quite a bit of, you know, things to talk about with them. But as long as you're honest with these people, they're going to do everything in their power to get you there. So don't worry about that. Make sure you let your recruiters know what you need to let them know, and they'll tell you what to do when you go to. So you're not alone. But at MEPS, you're going to go through a physical, they're going to draw some blood, they're going to do an eye test, a hearing test, and they're going to ask you some questions. So after all that's done, they're going to deliver their thing. If they don't approve you and they tell you to come back at a later date, don't think that it's the end of the world. They might, for whatever reason, have need something from you or whatever. Don't worry. I've been to MEPS twice, actually, so I didn't get in on my first time. So it is what it is. After that, you're going to go and you'll sit down and wait for the detailers to be available. Now, once again, this is where branches differ, because I think Army and all that are a little bit different. But with the Navy, you don't know your job as you go up to MEPS. So this is where you're going to sit down and talk with the detailer about what your job is going to be. This is why I say be well rested, guys, because this job is the most important thing. And there might not be what you want when you sit down. It doesn't mean you have to pick at that very moment, but it is what it is. If you sit down and your job that you've always wanted is there, still look at what's available, because you never know. There could be a job on there that you never thought about, and it was available to you, which would be great. For me, I got what I wanted. I wanted ASVAB, and that was the military saying you're either going to be an ET or an FC, and they offered me something. Every job, not everyone, but some of them can offer you guarantees. They're either going to give you like a monetary guarantee or, a thing like that. Just make sure if they tell you something that it is in your contract. Make sure you see it in writing, like For me, they guaranteed me E4, so I made sure I found that in my contract when they were having me sign it. I actually looked and said, oh, look, it actually does say promotion to this. Now, for you, it could be monetary, it could be any number of things. Just make sure you see it, and your recruiters will help you with that. So you can ask your recruiter questions if you wish. But talk with the detailer, because he knows about these jobs as well. Once that's done, you have your job. Also, one more thing I forgot to mention. There's the other programs, like you get the nuclear programs and the sub programs. Bring that up if you want them. They're always looking for those people. So be aware of that. Now, once you're done with that, you're going to go back home and you are going to be put into depth. Now, I think each branch has their own version of it. I could be wrong, but you always see them doing things. While you're in depth and while you're there and once you get in, they're going to give you a few things. They'll give you a little booklet. For me, they actually gave me a shirt and a little backpack too. But that little booklet that you're given in the Navy, read that. Get to know that. Good thing to also go through and read is the Navy Blue Jackets Manual. Get to know your 11 General Orders, your Sailor's Creed, your RTC Maxim, and your ranks. Those are really, really, really important, guys. They give you a test when you get there, and if you're going as an E1, it can advance you. That's 6 months, or 6 or 9 months, I believe. That cuts right off your time, and you get advanced to E2. You could go in as a little bit higher of a rate, but who knows? So do that. Be aware of that, and if you get advanced, congratulations. But know this. Also, while you're there, take the time to go through and get yourself physically fit for it. You need to do a little bit of workout before you go, and do all of that. That's important, guys. You don't want to show up there not able to do a push-up. I mean, if some people do, and they'll help you from no push-ups to being able to do some. If you don't know how to swim, they're going to teach you to swim, guys. They'll send you to extra classes to make sure you can swim. So try to learn to swim, but if you don't know how to when you go in, don't panic. They will teach you. Anyway, guys, so that was the medical portion of it. That was MEPS. If you do have any questions about that or about anything else, please comment below. If you have questions about the Navy or about boot camp or any of it, leave them below. Give me some ideas for videos that you would like me to make about my experiences or about what I maybe could give you guys advice on. Please, that would be great. Thank you, guys. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe. Have a great day, everybody.